Whether she's naked under that toga, she's French. You know that.
You wanna do some blow?
100% I'm in, yeah.
You can jerk off on my tits if you want.
Where do I sign?
Googling myself would be a dangerous activity.
Gay!
Zack Snyder Night.
No offense, but you are a stupid asshole.
I don't know that people are allowed to say that.
All right, that's enough of this insubordination. If the machine breaks down, we break down.
I agree, it's not my best disguise, but let's make do.
Do you want a blowjob or something?
Do you want to be a cop, or do you want to appear to be a cop?
The fuck did you just say?
I don't know where I was going with that.
Rubber baby buggy bumper. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
It's fucking exquisite. Cash your charge.
Caspar!
You serious?
Hell of a bye.
Hell of a bye.
Fuck you!
Hey everybody, welcome to Two Critical Podcast. This is episode 17, Army of the Dud. Tonight we are talking about the Netflix movie Army of the Dead, directed by the one and only, evidently, Zack Snyder. Zack is back at it again with a ragtag group of assholes who have a mission to go to Las Vegas casino, and get into a vault to steal a bunch of money in a quarantine zone that is full of zombies. Let the wackiness ensue.
Oh, scheiße.
And it does, indeed, with all sorts of send-ups to the movie Aliens, and also some old werewolf films and some other bullshit. Zack Snyder is back again to prove to all of us that eBay is also for professionals. So joining us tonight will be Rob, and we will also have our third on the Two Critical Podcast, Lightning Luke Chapdelaine himself, all the way from God's country in Manchester, New Hampshire. So we hope you enjoy the podcast, and you can find us wherever podcasts are sold. Go down to your local podcast store and ask the manager if they have the Two Critical Podcasts in stock, and they will gladly point you in the right direction. And also, you can check us out on our YouTube channel, Two Critical Podcasts on YouTube, so you can see what we look like, and you can be just as horrified as most of our friends and family are. So let's get after it. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 17 of the Two Critical Podcast, coming right at you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast this evening, all the way from Nashua, New Hampshire, Rob Huntface Azevedo. Azevedo. All right, Rob.
Oh, God.
What's your walk-up? You get one walk-up song. Go. What is it?
Baby shark, do baby shark, do.
You got it. Billy Joel.
So I was thinking,
Oh, boy. I stopped.
how about a
drinking,
fresca?
started thinking.
How about a fresca?
Hey, Rob. How about a fresca?
Uh,
So, ladies and gentlemen, episode 17 of the Two Critical Podcasts, Army of the Dud. As I told the audience before you got on, Rob, we're for some reason still talking about Zack Snyder. He keeps giving us reasons for us to talk about him. And boy, is his grace period over. He got a pass for a while. It's done. He is fucking done. It's over with.
He'll be tearing tickets off in Kuwait.
And everybody's sucking sand. Nobody messes up. You understand me? Don't mess up.
Speaking of Kuwait and sand, here is Luke Chapdelaine in our waiting room. Are we ready for this?
Do we do any intro for him? Or
Yeah,
no?
I did. I chatted him up earlier, but I'll happily do it again. What would Luke's walk-up music be if we had it?
Like a virgin.
Like a virgin. Excellent. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, from God's country, Manchester, New Hampshire, the one and only Lightning Luke Chapdelaine.
Like a virgin, touch for the very first time.
Get in here, Luke. Jump on
Get in there.
Jump on in. The nightmare is warm. I can't even imagine. Oh, look, Luke. I call them look. Look, don't be so thrilled. Are the glasses crooked? Is the headset making the glasses crooked? What is happening here? Is your face crooked?
Why not both?
Is that plant dead or alive?
2.
What's happening on the second screen?
The fuck was on your fingers?
This right
What
here.
What are you, a catcher in baseball?
You know, I may have heard this somewhere before.
Luke finally pulled the trigger and joined the over 30 softball league.
Do you know? Does he know his camera's over here?
I know where the fuck my camera is, Rob.
Well,
I've
I
got
just
3
okay,
screens.
Fine. No, let's
3
just talk.
screens here.
No, we'll talk.
You have
Go
3
ahead.
screens?
Yeah,
You're
go
3
ahead.
screening it?
Yeah. Here's a screen. There's a screen. There's another screen. Why would I want to turn all the way to the right to talk to you, Mooks?
No, this is great. No, this is fucking
It's great. Clearly, you've learned.
Fuck it. We'll do it live.
Clearly, you've learned nothing in the 13 years or so that you've known me.
Fine. Are you happy now? Are you happy now? I got to look at my tiny fucking screen here.
Are we
does
back?
that satisfy you?
Why do you have different size screens?
Because these are 24-inch screens and this is a laptop, Tom.
Oh, you can only zoom on a
Fucking
laptop?
amateurs.
But are those other screens hooked up to the laptop?
Yeah.
So you could take Zoom and move it over. And is your camera built in or is it separate?
It's in the laptop, Rob.
Oh, then you can't.
You don't have a external camera.
Why would I get an external camera? There's one built into the laptop.
Listen to me. Go and take the one that you got out of the toilets and put it on, clean it off first, and then mount it to the top of the laptop.
I would lose years of research, if I interrupted that in progress.
It's a solid. It's a solid.
It's already
stream.
calibrated. It's already
a solid
calibrated.
stream of 6K footage. We don't need to interrupt.
Jesus,
It's 6K asshole shots.
The continuity alone would just be ruined.
Do me a favor, and for everybody listening at home,
Is that
go
fucking
out.
Fresca?
Go out. Yeah,
What?
that's all you want them drinking. Trust me.
This isn't the Rob I know.
I have a 2-episode
Wait an episode.
suspension.
Self-imposed suspension. He doesn't watch either.
I did like
So
the
before we get started, go out and get what's her face and have her say hello to everybody.
No, that will never happen.
Come on, I'm
Nope.
gonna text her then.
How would you do that?
I got
With
her
a cell
number.
phone.
And how really? What is it?
Because everybody's emergency contacts go right to Uncle Tom, right? You should know better by now.
What emergency contacts?
It's like in case anything happens to you.
I genuinely don't know what's happening right now.
I'm trying to get Luke's roommate on the horn here. See
I
if we
didn't.
can-
I kind of gathered that.
All right, boys. So unfortunately, here we are again. The Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, the Father, the Son, the whole wheat toast, as they call us in the biz. We are for some reason talking about Zack Snyder still. Rob is gonna kick this one off because I can't wait to hear what he's gonna say. So here we go. Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. Robbie, take it away.
So I didn't totally hate it. It was listen, it's nothing special. It's
Rob,
not,
we're both listening.
it's nothing that I'm going to
Write home about. If you left home, if you were at camp, you wouldn't
not
bother
gonna-
to pen a letter to it.
I was going to say rewatch anytime soon. I think your criticisms of it, from what I've heard and what I'm anticipating, I think there was an avenue that this could have been really good. And
Broadway,
I think
Martin Luther King Boulevard. You pick one.
He said up 2 streets and take a right.
Do they not have Google Maps because they missed that avenue? It was about 20 exits back.
Yeah.
They
Go ahead.
just
Sorry. This is geography humor.
Sorry, go on.
Go ahead.
you're going to complain because they didn't use this type of weapon when they were filming it or this type of camera. Listen,
or this
I never thought this was going to be some amazing movie.
Right.
I think the problem they had is they didn't pick a lane. So it seemed like at times they really wanted to go Zombieland, over the top gore, stupid humor. There were parts that were pretty funny. Then at other times it seemed like they wanted to go like early Walking Dead, where it was very serious. And, here's how you got to kill him and here's how you do that. I never thought the blend was good. So I think that was the biggest problem I did have with it. But I thought some of the humor was pretty good. I don't care for something like this. If it's going to be over the top, I don't care about practical effects. I don't mind if heads blow apart even more so than they normally would. I don't mind certain things. Now, you are a stickler for handling weapons. One of the things that fucking drove me nuts was the way that Guzman held his fucking gun.
No.
I knew when I was watching it, I was like, Tom is going to fucking lose.
And yet,
his
Johnny
mind.
headshot?
They swept headshots like nobody's business.
So, all right. So let me finish saying what I liked about it. Then I'll tear it apart for 2 seconds, and then I will shut up and listen.
You listen to me. We are not threatening you at all. This is a safe space.
What? I thought we were in the trust tree in the nest. Are we not?
We are.
Okay.
We are. It's okay.
No,
I'm threatening you.
Okay.
This
Listen,
is not a safe space.
Jesus. Luke is literally contradicting everything that I'm saying.
I did not hate it as much as I thought I might.
Right.
Now, I also saw the trailers and said, if they do this in a certain direction, I think it could be really good. It wasn't that either.
Right.
I just don't hate this with, the passion of 1,000 blazing suns. I liked the Van character. I forget what his full name was, but
Morrison.
Yeah, that's who it was. Van Hagar. The black guy that was jacked that wasn't Batista.
Yes.
I thought his character was pretty good. I thought the scene where he kept going upstairs to bring down a walker.
That was funny.
I thought that was very funny. I didn't finish the stuff I like about it. There's a few other things I liked about it.
All right.
I fucking hated.
Where'd he go?
What's her name?
Who?
What's her name?
Who?
The pilot. Tig
Notaro.
I fucking hated that character.
No.
So much.
No.
Yes.
But Tig Notaro with her huge following and stand-up, she wasn't able to pull that project back from the brink? No. Not Tig Notaro.
They tried to have that character have like a dry sense of humor of almost like a Wes Anderson character. Like, I don't even know how to describe it properly. It didn't play. It didn't fucking play at all. Like, that character was awful. One of my biggest bitches, and this is something that we talk about all the time about making shit realistic. And again, for a zombie comedy, I don't care if it's very realistic. It is what it is. If it's not realistic, I don't care as long as it's entertaining and it's good.
Right.
What drives me insane?
Hey, attaboy.
What drives me insane is when, I don't remember her name, but when Guzman's girlfriend there, when the dickhead traps her, when he's double crossing her.
Yes.
She went full fucking Rambo out of nowhere. And it was, they asked, has anyone here never killed a zombie? And she said she had not. But then all of a sudden she's locked in a room and she turns into fucking John Wick. And there was so many plot holes with all these people. They made a big point at the beginning, right? That they weren't military. Like, this one's a psychiatrist.
Right.
Dave Bautista flips burgers. Okay. So if you're going to say they're not military, they're not police, they don't have any formal training, that can make up for a lot of holding guns the wrong way and doing things.
Yeah.
But you can't make up for the fact that they wouldn't be able to pull off the shit they're pulling off if they weren't trained. Like, it's just stupid. Now, like I said, if it's a dumb comedy about zombies, if it's like Shaun of the Dead, just, different direction, but like, it's a comedy, not a serious. I don't know if it was a comedy or a serious movie. It like couldn't pick a lane.
It didn't know. Right.
No, it was like, you can go one way or the other. And instead Snyder just straddled the line the whole way.
Yeah.
How long
I thought
were
parts
you thinking of this car traveling metaphor? Because it's been traveling.
That's about it. Yeah.
How many left turns do they make in NASCAR?
I think just the one.
This movie never made a right. Right? Make three lefts, you make a right. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
I thought with the opening sequence, I thought for sure it was a comedy. It started off with the Viva Las Vegas. It seemed like it was going to be a comedy.
Well, it's also funny that you mentioned the different lanes and not being able to pick a lane, because I had also stayed up overnight thinking about this, an analogy, but it was a chef and cooking analogy.
Go ahead.
Where they had a bunch of good recipes and they're like, hey, we got this recipe for Zombieland. We got this recipe for Land of the Dead. We got, Walking Dead, and took
Aliens.
all the, whatever, doesn't matter. And they're like, you know what? These are all good recipes. I'm going to go ahead and take the best ingredient from all of them, and I'm going to put it in this pot and I'm going to cook it.
Right.
And that's what we got from that movie, because exactly like you said, the beginning is Zombieland. The concept is Land of the Dead. You had Indiana Jones thrown in there, and then suddenly it was slapstick. And then it tried to be serious.
The entire plot was the movie Aliens. The entire plot was the movie Aliens.
Holy shit.
The girl,
you're absolutely right.
Van's girlfriend that's wearing the red bandana that goes shithouse is fucking Vasquez from Aliens. When they're going through the tunnel and they're dropping the fucking light sticks, that's Ellen Ripley dropping the flares to mark her way to get back to the ship.
And you got the corporate guy who has the secret mission that nobody knows about.
That's Garrett Dillahunt. So he's Paul Reiser. Okay. They go to the fucking roof, and where's the ship? After he expressly said, "Don't leave." Where's the ship? Gone.
Don't screw me.
Ripley comes out. Bishop's fucking gone. And at the last minute, the ship fucking flies back. They're dropping a nuke. Right? Hicks says to Ripley, what's he say? Don't take long, right? Before she leaves, because the nuke's coming. The whole movie. The fucking blonde girl, the coyote who brings them into the zombie zone, she says to Garrett Dillahunt, he's asking her questions about like the alien, the zombies or whatever, and he says to her, well, you don't see them fucking each other over. It's the fucking line that Ripley says to the corporate guys to Paul Reiser. You don't see them fucking each other for a goddamn percentage.
Burke, I don't know which species is worse. You don't see them fucking each other over for a goddamn percentage.
At least within these walls, the rules are clear. You don't see them fucking each other over.
They mostly come out at night.
It's almost line for line and even shot for shot. Pre-visualization is an absolute bitch. And a lot of people that are creative, it's a very easy trap to step into. If you're looking for something, if you have a scene in your head, you say, I want to do a scene. I want to have a car chase on a highway, but I don't know how to. I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm going to grab clips of car chases from movies, and then I'm going to take all the 10 car chases I like, and I'm going to edit, like you said, Luke, cooking all little bits from car chases, and then I'm going to edit them together, and I'm going to slide them over to the VFX guys. And the VFX guys put something together. The problem is nobody gets to that next level, that next creative step where they say, oh yeah, this looks perfect. It doesn't look at all like those other 10 car chases. You can watch videos on YouTube all day long of side-by-side comparisons of films.
Look at the size of that thing. My goodness, it's big, isn't it? Can we really break that? How many guns do you think, Gold 5? Say about 20 guns. How many guns do you think there are, Trevor? I say there's about 10 guns.
Marvel and DC. We do it all the time.
We've seen them. The cartoon versions of the DC.
Yep.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Because the animated stuff is the best stuff.
The animated stuff is the best stuff. You're right. Because they don't have time to dick around. You can't waste a single frame in animation, right?
So I kind of got sidetracked because Luke didn't like my metaphor, and then he made one. So there's a lot to dislike, and I'm not done with what I disliked.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rob.
I thought
it was a talking stick.
I thought it was pretty entertaining at times for a bad movie. I almost liken it to the way that I like Bad Boys 2, where I know it's not a good movie, but I still enjoy watching it.
You've never seen Bad Boys 2.
Point Break or Bad Boys 2.
Which one do you think I would prefer?
You are pulling my leg.
I thought there was a bunch of ways they could have made it pretty good. And whether you want to use his analogy or mine, we can mix them. So if you took 2 cars and put them in a pot and took the best ingredients.
Wait a minute.
I can get a pretty good look.
Food trucks.
I can get a pretty good look at a bull by sticking my head up a T-bone.
Okay. And that plus NASCAR. Go ahead.
So, but I really thought if they picked one direction, they could have either had a decent comedy.
I know. What do they have to do with anything?
I really think that comedy was the only way it could have been pretty good.
Right.
It wasn't good enough on its own merits to be good seriously.
Yes.
But, it really felt like to me, they sat down in a meeting and I didn't realize all of the parallels to Aliens. Now, you had said something online about it before. So I kind of realized it, which sucks. We talk all the time, but like, we don't want to do this during the podcast.
Right.
Because had I not read it, when you said that, I would have had Luke's reaction, which was, oh, fuck, he's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it did hurt my argument quite a bit when I realized it was a very big ripoff of Aliens.
Yeah.
But it almost felt to me, though, like they went into the meeting for, how we're going to storyboard this and what we want it to look like. And it was like, it's Ocean's 11.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It's Ocean's 11, but there's zombies.
Yep.
The government is to blame. Little Stranger Things-esque, not quite, but you guys agree, right? It was the biggest thing I caught was it's Ocean's 11 and Walking Dead.
Yeah,
that's
of course.
There
put
were
them together.
Yeah.
Again, in that intro, it's like, oh look, I'm watching Zombieland, but like you said, it had the Ocean's 11 framework of it's that Vegas heist, but at the same time, it's all following the framework of Aliens. And then, so Shaun of the Dead, zombie movie, it has those serious moments, the end where it really brings you back in.
Heavy moments.
There's that word again.
Yeah.
And we know that it's satire and comedy throughout, but it makes it work. This is just going from, we're doing a zombie movie to, like, what the fuck? Excuse me, like, all right, I did appreciate Dieter as a character. He was fun. He had no place in everything that was going on.
Yeah.
And then they would just completely rip me out of, so, like you said, the non David Bautista black character when
it was Van. Yeah, I know they called him Van.
So Van, when they're going through and they're about to enter the vault and they see the past team, and he suddenly starts going on this vision quest of what if we're just in this and it's repeating and this is an endless loop and like, I'm sorry, the fuck did this have?
Right.
What?
And you have time for that too. You have time for that.
Well, the movie was very long, but it felt longer than it was. I did tell Tom I got to the point where they opened the vault and I just clicked pause for a second and I went, there's 48 more minutes left. I can't do this right now.
That's
and
like a Christmas gift that is fucking socks, right? You knew it got wrapped and that you're like fuck, that one's the last one I'm gonna open. I know what's in that box.
I really tried to keep an open mind and like it. Now, I know you talked about the blank firing guns, and I get that that's your thing. I don't really give a fuck, especially
$90 million. You should be insulted.
But Tom, I'm not, because I think it was intended to be more Zombieland, Shaun of the Dead than it is supposed to be World War Z or Walking Dead. I don't think they were supposed to make it very serious. Some of the things that I really don't like is every time there's a movie like this, there's a guy like Van that instead of using a gun or a machete has a fucking concrete diamond blade. Do you know how fucking heavy that is? Like, come on. Like, that stuff drives me nuts. How
about his zombies moved like World War Z zombies? They move fast.
Well, every zombie. Quick. I also didn't like that they didn't describe the laws of the zombie in whatever universe.
Because they don't know. They don't
know
the laws.
I did fucking.
And obviously, they didn't even adhere to their own laws.
Right.
No, because some of them could do things that others couldn't, and then apparently, so did they. Like, I knew she was pregnant the whole time. He kept going down to her womb, and I knew he wasn't listening for Bush. Like,
no, are we having fun in there, little fetus? Yes. Oh, he's gonna be a soccer player. Oh, yes, he is.
Can you fucking believe that he said he should win an Oscar for the way that he digitally put her in everything?
These Canon Dream lenses that I got off of eBay. It was made, I believe, in the 1960s by a Japanese lens maker.
Are you talking about Zack Snyder, the guy that buys his lenses off of eBay?
Yes.
The guy that bought his lenses off of eBay to shoot the Netflix movie that he was his own DP in. Is that the same guy?
How'd they do the lighting?
Natural lighting. So that means means available light you have available.
Now, can we talk about why the future is so blurry?
Oh, the scene in front of the containers. when the shot, it's like panning from one side to the other. I thought I might have epilepsy for a minute. I didn't know if it was me or the screen, but I was like, am I having a stroke right now? It was the blurriest fucking transition I've ever seen. It literally looked like something that someone made on an iPhone 4.
It's a shallow depth of field is what it is.
Yeah. And it's multiple instances. It was one instance where it was like Batista in the background and someone else in the foreground, and they had like the sun behind them. So you couldn't see half the screen because it was being artistic.
And,
So
and good. No, good.
I'm gonna chop in clips right here of him of Zack Snyder explaining to all of us why he bought his lenses off of eBay, and he even tells us that they have problems. So here we go. Watch a little clip of that right now.
And then rebuilt them in these cinema housings. Part of the thing I love about them is there's a lot of flaws.
Little tiny white pixels kept showing up throughout this entire project because of the digital cameras that he was using and whatever he was doing in post. So multiple people on Reddit and Twitter and Instagram are screen grabbing all of the frames from the movie where people thought there was something wrong with their televisions at home.
It was definitely not a home run. I just didn't think it was a flat out swing and a miss. You know, whatever analogy or percentage you want to put on it. If we were talking scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably say I thought it was a 4.5.
Yeah.
I thought the entertainment was okay. I liked some of the action stuff. I don't mind having like zombies that can do some cool shit. It makes it a little more of a fair fight that you're not just, fighting some mindless flesh-eating corpse. I liked that they had the tiger. I thought that was cool that they incorporated that. I liked that they had the zombie horse.
Right.
I like the fucking tiger in the bathroom.
I like there was different types of zombies that could do different things. I like that they had this weird thing where they were bringing people back to a hotel room. The problem is a lot of the stuff I'm telling you I like, they didn't explain. And if it was an hour and 30-minute zombie comedy movie, not to be taken too seriously, I'd be okay with unexplained questions. The problem is it's a fucking 2-hour and 40-minute Zack Snyder fucking snooze fest. So all the time we had, they did a real fucking shitty job of making us give a shit about Dave Bautista's issue with his daughter and why they don't get along. It was not a good reason for them not to get along anymore, and they didn't do a good job getting into it. Then they kind of tried to shoehorn in a potential romance between him and the other chick whose head got fucking spun right around. That was the best part. I did like that part.
That was the best part.
I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah. Never turn your back on the ocean, kids.
You didn't see that coming? I liked that the zombie was smart enough that he wore a steel Phantom of the Opera plate on his head. So I like
made of vibranium.
Yeah. Well,
let's not forget that.
By the way, same guy that played Batman, and he only had this much covered up. Anybody?
Yeah. Richard Centrone. Did you see the thing about him working out?
I did.
Luke, did you see this?
I sent it to both of you guys.
Oh, that's right. You did. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I when you sent it, I was in the middle of practice, so I didn't see it till after. So for those that didn't see it, Richard Centrone was asked to get in shape to play the character's name was Zeus.
Yep. It was the original Alpha Zombie for context.
Right.
Because who the fuck knew his name was Zeus?
They asked him to get in ridiculous shape for this. This motherfucker got ripped out of his mind. And then the prosthetics they put on him, you couldn't see his abs or anything. So why did he have to get in such good shape?
He was born in 1961, and he got in that shape.
The year of our Lord.
Yep. So here's the thing. We were just talking about this the other day. Okay. My comment on his post, by the way, was, but ... why? ? That was my comment on his post. So and you can chalk that up to all the people making decisions on the project not knowing what they fucking wanted. That's what you can chalk it up to. So we were talking about this the other day. Dave Bautista is going to walk away from Guardians of the Galaxy because he doesn't want to. He's worried about doing the shirtless scenes. Put him in a fucking muscle suit. Everybody's wearing a fucking muscle suit. Put him in a fucking jogging suit like Tony Stark with the tracking balls on it and make his fucking uniform CGI.
They spray tanned the 300. Spray on abs.
Put a vest on him and just have his arms exposed. Have the fucking cosmetic sleeves that pull up.
What? Have Thor get a new vest and have Drax steal his old one because he's obsessed with the God Angel or whatever he called him.
Yep.
I think that'd be hilarious. And there's ways around it. Yeah.
Your problem is solved. So he doesn't have to sit in a makeup chair for 8 hours in the morning and 4 hours at night to take off all the Why? Why?
I hated
common sense problems.
I hated the over the top forcing of that whole food truck idea, how he kept pitching her.
Oh, what the fuck?
Speaking of food trucks, how did we not?
The first time, we'll edit it. The first time I thought it was really funny. It was funny.
Artesian grilled cheese. It sounds delicious.
Yes. Then he went to lobster rolls. And
no. Lobsters with the third one. You skipped over tofu. You can make anything out.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
But didn't that almost feel, not to say that Zack Snyder would ever rip Marvel off. It felt to me almost like when Hawkeye's riding in the car with Black Widow.
Yep.
And he's like, I figured it out. I need to take down that wall in the kitchen. Yeah, you're in the middle of a huge battle and you're discussing, they were in Sokovia at the time.
Yeah.
But now it felt a little bit like that scene where like they were trying to shoehorn it in where like, even though there's zombies everywhere and we're about to die, he's worrying about his artisan grilled cheese stuff.
Witty action movie banter.
Which I'm okay with if it's just a dumb comedy.
But
I think his biggest problem was trying to make it too serious. I really do.
What about the part where he was dying and he was sitting down with his daughter and he goes, remember the food truck? And we're all watching it going, yeah, that was 10 minutes ago. What do you mean, remember the food truck?
You literally won't shut the fuck up about it.
Jesus Christ. Maybe start giving me your fucking passcodes or where the insurance money is. Right?
It just, so I didn't understand how they were able to isolate the zombies to just Las Vegas. I understand that they dropped the containers around.
They can't climb 3 containers.
Right. It just, so much of it didn't make sense. I would have liked a little bit of story in terms of like how the queen was chosen and what her significance. Again, I'm complaining like it was too long, but I want it to be longer to give me more things. But you could have cut out a bunch of the bullshit. And
Rob wanted it to be longer. Reasons. Isolate that.
I did not.
When you want to go through a list of plot holes and inconsistencies, you let me know.
Okay.
The entire time I was texting Tom going, what the fuck is this?
Some gems.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
You had some gems. Okay, listen. We are going to let you run through your list start to finish. Are you ready?
All right. Let's fucking do this.
Okay, Johnny.
Oh, can I make one comment and then he'll go?
Do you need a Fresca?
No, I'm good. Oh. What the fuck does Zack Snyder have against people who write songs just performing that fucking song? Every fucking song, a cover? Every fucking one?
Cheap. It's cheap.
Suck my taint.
How do you make a movie about Vegas and not have fucking Elvis? How?
Or at least Wayne Newton.
Oh, God.
It's despicable.
Fucking
Clark Griswold would roll over in his grave.
His bullshit covers. Fuck you and your bullshit covers.
At least it didn't look like 300.
They couldn't afford it. All right, Luke.
Let's fucking do this. All right.
2, 1, action.
The Humvee in the beginning that was supposed to be protecting that container, why'd it dodge the fuck out of the way and let its primary cargo that it was protecting get fucking nuked? Hey, Mr. President, I'm supposed to step in front of that bullet.
Thank you for your service.
But I think the natural reaction for you could have a guy that is a badass and would, jump on the grenade for, his fellow soldiers. But if he's, caught off guard, it's kind of like, oh shit, you just get out of the way.
You ever notice in movies when they drive in cars, they look and talk to each other and don't look at the road? No, I never noticed that before.
Did you ever notice that, like in movies, that when they're driving, like they don't look at the road, like for a long time? Gee, no, I never noticed that. Yeah, that's because they're being towed, eh? Really? By like a rig.
That's weird that you say that, though. And they weren't wearing helmets either, by the way.
That may have been the most realistic thing about the movie, though, because I mean, every time I'm driving down the road nowadays, people are either looking the other way or looking at their phone. So that might have been the most realistic thing they did. Yeah. I thought that's what was coming next. I thought that was the twist during that scene.
Yeah.
So, okay. Reasonable. I will accept that.
There's something that I won't be able to defend soon, I think.
Immediately after, okay, for some reason, everything fucking explodes, flips around, tiny car and giant fucking truck. But, let's just gloss past that for a moment. So we have the thing flip and this apparently secure container just falls open as secure containers do.
The little gate latch that was on it, it popped off when it rolled.
Shit.
I got no defense for this
The
one.
child locks.
Yeah.
So then he gets the call.
Who are you gonna
Hey
call?
man, the lead guy who was driving
man.
that swerved out of the way
Hey.
that wasn't wearing his helmet with the pretty face.
Yeah.
He gets this giant fucking radio that apparently no one else has comms in this.
Nobody has comms in movies, Luke. They're too
Hey,
expensive.
yeah, the package has been breached. That's a fucking problem. Get the fuck out of there. You're all gonna die.
Yep.
Hey guys, she says leave it.
Yep.
I don't know.
Hey guys.
He literally just like, hey guys, no, we need to leave it. When she's on the comm saying, hey, you're gonna fucking die. Get the fuck out of there.
Right. Yep.
What the
they all
fuck?
keep moving towards it.
Not one of them could hit it with a headshot because the movie would have been 2 minutes long.
Yeah,
Well,
and similar
those
to
guys-
that.
Yeah, but those guys aren't plumbers and shit. Only plumbers and musicians and guys
This
that
is
own
my-
locksmith shops that have touched a firearm for fucking 15 minutes.
No,
and get off headshots.
I'm in agreement here because they had trained troops that couldn't do it, but then they give it to a guy who flips burgers and I think Van was a therapist or psychiatrist, something like that. I mean, they had a bunch of untrained people. It's the Harley Quinn thing, right? In the Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
They've got Marines and Navy SEALs and everyone else can't do anything. You got some psycho chick with a bat. No problem. Takes them out. No problem. She's got a baseball bat, but a trooper, with a full arsenal of weapons, no good.
Yep. No shot.
So
Score one for Luke. Go.
this one I'll attribute to Tom because it's something we discussed, and this goes as far as like Tom being hypercritical about the weapons handling and you being less so. I'm in the middle of it. There's a bunch of stuff that I noticed because it's one of the really obvious shit. Like, hey man, your firearm was racked back. You don't have any ammo. Why are you suddenly shooting again, bro? You didn't. Yeah. Anyway, but one of them that Tom pointed out, they're all, yes, I'm shooting my weapon. I'm looking at where I'm shooting my weapon.
Correct.
I have no fucking ear protection throughout any of this as I'm shooting through goddamn halls, no eye protection, and I'm just eyes wide.
They're soft air guns, so they're not firing anything except for air. So all the muzzle flashes were added, all the shell casings were added. When the soft air fires, it wiggles the gun, so it gives them a little bit of like resistance. See the shell casings.
What the fuck?
Yep, because there aren't multiple small explosions going off next to their fucking eyes. That's why.
So that again, exactly to your point.
It's 90 million. They didn't have the money to pay for it. It's fine.
So they're after that Rambo scene that Rob talked about, where suddenly baby girl becomes a badass and starts laying everybody out.
Yep.
No. Oh yeah, it was the Vasquez from Aliens. Yeah.
She yells, "Let's rock," and then starts firing at all the aliens. Go ahead.
So right after that, when they for whatever reason didn't save her when they easily could have.
Yep.
And she has the gas tank.
Yep.
That they shoot. First off, never knew that gasoline sounded like that when it exploded, and also for no discernible reason. I'm sorry, I'm not like super familiar with the laws of physics. I'm not a physicist, but a metal round going through a plastic container, what is that sparking off of? What is this
Everyone
gasoline
knows
igniting?
plastic sparks when you shoot it.
And absolutely, and then it explodes somehow for some reason.
You're not wrong here. I thought the same thing. I remember when they did the close up, because like they did the close up on the gas can and you could see like where the bullet went in and it started to glow. And I remember thinking plastic wouldn't ignite. Like you'd have a leak right now. You'd just have a leak.
Exactly how the conversation went. We need 8 gas cans. How much your jerry cans cost from World War II? They're $26. How much are the plastic ones? They're $6. All right, give us the plastic ones. That's the prop department. That's how the conversation went.
What did he spend the 90 million on?
Probably hookers and coke.
That
and
CGI explosions from the gas tank.
All the CGI of Las Vegas and all the digital. I guess the Coyote. God, I don't want to jump around.
Oh, speaking of Coyote, what the fuck was she doing there?
She's the fucking worst character.
No,
Tig was the worst. Tig was the worst.
Argue that point for every one of them.
Tig was the worst.
The Coyote, to my understanding, is supposed to get you fucking in and get you fucking out, right?
No. She gets you in and leaves you. That's it.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'll even accept that. So why did she suddenly join the band of merry men? What stake did she have in this game?
And how did she know all the laws of how it operates with the zombies? How the fuck did she know that?
You got to leave a sacrifice.
Yeah, that's the stuff there. If it was a full-on comedy, I can get over a lot of shit, but this wasn't supposed to be just a comedy. I'd like it to be reasonable with, you know, how things happen and why. I don't like when you get a character like her where it's like, who the fuck are you? Where are you from? And how do you know all this stuff about zombies? And no one asks her.
Exposition.
Nobody ever said, how do you know to leave a body as a
right?
Hey, Tom, can you explain exposition for the viewers for me?
It's usually words that are spoken on camera somewhere that let the audience know what's going on, relevant to, you know, the plot, backstory.
Usually while you're walking through the woods or something, or through a hotel.
It's called a walk and talk.
It's a filler, right? It's a filler because they need to get from here to here.
Right.
And rather than just having a montage of them walking, hey, we can fill in the story here, right?
Yeah.
Let's give the reason why his daughter doesn't talk to him, or maybe how this coyote just fucking knows all this stuff that no one else knows.
Yep.
And they moved up a fucking nuclear launch at the last second. Go ahead. That might be one of your bitches. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So actually, regarding like the daughter and the coyote, so every single one of these characters was so one-dimensional. They literally took every trope from the fucking book.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's a douchebag authority figure. Let's sacrifice them so the audience can cheer. Except wait.
And it was a male, and it felt really, really good when he finally got his comeuppance, right? Because we've all been waiting for a guy to get it on fucking camera, and the girl to stand over him and say all that nasty shit, right? About him, how he was lording everything over everybody in the camp. Right.
How'd you like the old switcheroo when she put the money counting machine in the bag, though?
Hey.
We got him.
There's another character, the fucking corporate douchebag that fucks everybody over and makes everything go awry just because he just couldn't control his own douchebaggery.
But his whole purpose in there too wasn't for the money. It was just to get the head.
We'll get there, sir. We will get there. Believe me.
Why wouldn't you just kill her when she's coming up the fucking ladder behind you?
Why wouldn't if that guy's got all that money, why wouldn't he get an elite team of people together to go in for 1 second, take one of them, cut the head off, and you're done?
All right, so we're addressing it exactly. That douchebag motherfucker could have walked in, shot her, took the head, and left, and been done. Right. The whole fucking premise of the movie made no sense. That exact moment he walks in, he gets it, he bounces. He didn't even need the team.
Very forced. I thought it was pretty close to being decent, and this is the stuff that really made it slip up.
He literally could have had a
when
drone.
When he cut that head off, though, that was at the very beginning, or not the beginning. I'm sorry. That was at the beginning of where they came in, meaning the exit is right fucking there.
Yep.
And he goes,
they walk back through.
And all he would have had to do is when the coyote turned around, put one between the back, between their eyes from the back of her head. Yep. And he walks out. Now I get that they didn't do it because the movie would have been over and we couldn't have had the great finale we got. Because, Tig's character was just so fucking great. That movie, I mean, he sat there, and for every male character, he had a female one ready to go as the counterpart. And I don't mind female characters. We just did a whole fucking episode about equality.
50-50.
Yeah. My whole thing is no. 50-50 does not apply to the zombie apocalypse. Well, if the zombie apocalypse comes,
to Tig Notaro.
If the zombie apocalypse comes, other than my wife and daughter, I am not recruiting any women to be on my team of keeping my ass alive. I want the biggest, fastest, and strongest men you can find.
Yeah.
The most skilled that can throw axes or knives or shoot guns. I don't fucking need Guzman's little YouTube crew. I thought that was actually kind of funny. I thought the YouTube angle was actually pretty funny. I like that.
They were taking selfies like during when they first got in the gate.
Yeah, that was stupid, but I like that. I thought that was pretty good.
Also, the state of the fucking helicopter isn't something you lie about. Yeah, we're totally good to fly out of here.
Well, I have a question. Did you see Tig bring any tools or supplies? Up to that helicopter?
Plenty of smokes.
Where did she get the tools to fix said helicopter?
Who left the helicopter on the roof in the first place?
Chris D'Elia must have left it there.
Door surprise death got that.
I mean, she's fixing a helicopter. Where the fuck did she get the tools to fix the helicopter?
Right.
What if I want a caravan? It's gonna fucking wheels.
There was a Snap-on truck right on the roof next to it.
Conveniently located.
Right.
It's very nice. Why did that one random zombie have glowing eyes when it got shot? Sorry, later on I will amend that. There was a second one that had randomly glowing eyes / a randomly glowing head burst, along with the random undead Land of the Dead baby.
Now, can I ask a question? So Zeus, Richardson Trone's character, right?
Did you say, hey, Zeus?
No, man,
Zeus?
I said Abe Lincoln.
Father of Apollo, Mount Olympus, shove a lightning bolt up your ass, Zeus.
There was
17 booby traps.
There's like an escape handle on the inside.
The entire building fell onto it.
Got it. Right. I'm with you so far.
He climbed up.
Also, well, no, see, it's okay because he was in
The
a vault,
nuke opened the door.
so it was safe.
Also,
vault?
it took him forever to get out of there, right?
I'm sorry. Whose vault was it?
Who owns the vault?
Who's at vault here?
I just know that it was, he survived because it was safe.
It was safe. Yeah.
I teed you up there. I asked who owned the vault.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, Indiana Jones.
You just some sort of English pig.
So if you can survive in the Nevada desert and getting nuked in a refrigerator, why not a vault? So yes, exactly. Let's even just skip past the fact that he somehow got out of the vault, out of the building, out of the city that was just nuked, and he walks into ground zero of a nuking. And
more importantly, he had already been bitten by a zombie, which we know means however long it took him to get out of there, he would have already turned. It wouldn't have waited.
Because Batista turned in 30
bitten
seconds.
by the alpha, and he was done in a minute.
Thank you.
And yet this guy's fine.
That was one of my biggest complaints. And I know they ended it the way they did because he's leaving it open-ended because maybe Van starts biting the other people on the plane. And then when that thing lands, now we're going to have a sequel.
Zack Snyder must bring his wife to almost completion and then just stop and be like, see you tomorrow night.
And also, he must have suffered from that vast amounts of radiation poisoning that he must have gotten in the city, which he somehow survived. Because when he's on that plane, he lifts up his thing and is like, ah! Like we're all supposed to be shocked, like we didn't know what he was hiding, and he seems like he forgot that he was bitten based on his reaction.
Right.
So I've got one final point to make for now. One final point.
Oh,
so
I thought I was gonna stand up.
So did I. Full Monty.
Yeah. You don't want to know what's under here or not under here.
You were in your kilt.
Nah, it's in the room. That's a Wednesday thing. Anyway, so this big fucking guy who's clearly been through some shit and he's just got a bunch of duffel bags walks into this tiny little airstrip in the middle of the Nevada desert.
Yep.
And goes, hey, can I rent that plane? No, it's a private plane. You don't rent private planes, presumably indicating that this plane is owned by some motherfucker who is rich enough to own a fucking plane. And he just puts up what I can only assume was around $150,000, at most $300,000.
I was gonna say about 100 to 150. That's probably.
I was thinking the 5 stacks. 3 stacks of 5 with 10,000
50 apiece
bill increments. Exactly. So
yeah.
And so you're telling me that, yeah, sir, this very scary looking gentleman with a duffel bag full of money, he would like to rent your plane. Oh, well,
Can you describe the gentleman to me? No, I don't think that's appropriate.
He's not white.
And he's offering me how much money to rent my plane?
Well, listen, my great-grandfather owned plantations, and I think it's about time I make right by his people. Let him take my jet.
What?
That's the only explanation. Because if this motherfucker's rich enough to own his own plane, you think some guy who looks like he's been through hell with a duffel bag full of cash, he's just gonna go, yeah, that sounds legit.
Yeah.
Sure. Or they didn't call the plane's owner, and this airstrip just decided they were going to take the money and not tell the guy. You think that he's not gonna, or they're not gonna find this out?
Why was there another airport within walking distance to the zombie apocalypse zone?
Well, anything's in walking distance if you can walk long enough.
True.
He got the IROC. Yeah, the Trans Am. You know what IROC stands for?
Yep.
What's that?
Italian retard out cruising.
Well, there you go.
He's too young. He didn't.
I know.
He's never seen it.
Nope.
Never seen an Italian.
Yeah, that's my shit.
So I gotta say, it has me leaning towards that I was giving it too much credit, but I will maintain that it's a decent watch. And if it was shorter, it would help for sure. If it was that sweet spot, hour and 20 minute, just funny zombie film, it would have been good. It's not a great movie, but it's not the worst thing I've seen in a long time.
I was still entertained by it. There was still bits
that's kind of
that
what
I
I'm getting
enjoyed.
at. Yeah.
And part of the fun was me texting Tom the entire time going, the fuck is this? The fuck is this? The fuck is this?
That's why we started the podcast.
That's The Walking Dead for us. I mean, when we watch The Walking Dead, we just text each other the whole time like, are you fucking kidding me? And
Yep, it's outrageous. I'm offended by everything that I saw on screen.
I'm sure to some level
he has no right. He has no right doing what he's doing.
I'm sure on some level, if I did what you do for a living or had created what you've created in your life, I'd take it a little more personally, right? You
say it all the time. You and I talk during the week. You're like, so you put out the cardboard on the floor because you pulled up the rug and there's glue on the floor and you don't want anybody to get their fucking shoes dirty. So you put cardboard on the floor where people walk. You hang signs everywhere that say, don't walk on the fucking floor. You'll get glue on your fucking shoes. And some dildo shows up, not reading the signs, and steps on the fucking floor where the cardboard is and goes, I got glue on my shoes.
Yeah.
Right? That's a fucking asshole. Okay, so if you get into whatever position that you're in, your job site or whatever, okay? Missionary. Yep.
Reverse cowgirl.
Yep. If you're
those floors are filthy. Don't.
I wear spurs on my boots while I drive my Jeep before I do reverse cowgirl.
Helps you when you pop the clutch. So you've done something, you've done something or passed some tests or you have some sort of qualification or certification to get there, right? So you belong to be there. Zack Snyder has done things that make him qualified to be where he is. Okay.
300 really punched his ticket to everything else, right?
So they are the professionals. So these are the people that can tell you or me the way things that should be done. They influence the way that things should be done. I guarantee you right now, you're going to see Netflix start to re-examine their policies on what digital equipment that they will let people use to submit formats, because everybody's complaining about the fucking pixelization. So guess what? I think he's going to ruin it for everybody else.
He's going to have to start buying them on Amazon instead of eBay.
Yeah, he's got to go. He's got to be a Prime guy, I would imagine, right? So when you hear the people, again, you hear the people have $90 million to make a movie. Now, I'm sure he would talk at great length about the various things that he wants to pay attention to. The zombies, the guy worked out for 6 months to get in crazy shape. They did full body prosthetics. How long did it take to do all that stuff? The sketches, the drawings, the previs, the computer stuff. And yet they fall down in multiple departments. They just let them go to the fucking wayside, right? And a lot of it has to do with the fact that they don't hire qualified individuals to do it. There are plenty of companies that are out west that are stocked full of guys that are ex-military that will gladly show up and tell you how to use your weapons. They can advise you on stuff, but they rather have just a bunch of dummies that have never used firearms running around the fucking desert firing airsoft guns. There is a difference. You can tell when a person has fired a gun in real life because they know how to react. You can spot them. what's the point of doing it? If you're not going to do it properly, what's the fucking point of doing it? And if it was a comedy, great, you'd let all that shit slide. But it wasn't.
Right. I think that was the biggest miss. Is
they had
not
no idea what the tone wanted to be. You need, and again, I'm sure that it all has to do with the management and leadership. Zack Snyder is the one setting the tone. You got to set the tone every single day.
I agree with a lot of what you're saying, and I agree with almost everything Luke said for the most part. I really think if they said we're going to focus on this being a hybrid of Ocean's 11, Shaun of the Dead, and Zombieland, it would have been very good. I think it would have been very good. But I think they got too much into, and I didn't really pick up on the aliens thing from the beginning, but now you can't not see it.
Oh yeah.
I thought it got too much into the realm of like aliens and like The Walking Dead with like more serious tones. And what was the Ben Affleck movie? Triple Frontier?
Yeah.
I caught some of that with it too, where like another Netflix movie kind of about a heist.
Yeah.
Where it just seemed like, and now that one never mistook itself for a comedy, but
Right.
it seemed like it was taking way too long. And
Way too fucking long.
And every obvious thing you thought was going to happen did happen.
Yeah.
And it just dragged. And so I think if it was shorter, funnier, stick with the comedy, I probably would have been like, hey, you know what? Pretty good, Snyder. Pretty good.
Right.
So if it had like a better director, plot, actors, script, videography,
replace the whole thing.
usage,
Yeah.
I watched about 30 seconds of that clip that you threw up on Facebook, Tom, about Dave Bautista talking about, he was going to do it at first because it's difficult to showcase your skills as an actor, as an action hero. But after he read the script, he thought it would be able to demonstrate more of his depth.
So he said he didn't want to do it. And then he read the script. So he made up his mind before not to do it without having read the script. Right? Now I understand
based on the script that
I
made him think.
If you get something, you're like, fuck it, I'm not going to read the directions. I'm just going to put it together. Like, I get that. But that's not how Hollywood works. And this guy continues to put out interviews like that where he like talks shit about The Rock. He said, Dave Bautista said he's a better actor than The Rock. Right? He's got more range than the fucking Rock. And he keeps doing these fucking interviews where he's saying exactly that. Oh, well, I wanted to explore this more and I just didn't want to be a typical action hero. Dave, what fucking script did you read? What script did you read, Dave? He says everything in the same fucking, he delivers everything in the same fucking tone. He's that monotone, dumb, big fucking dumb lurch motherfucker.
What do you think about lobster rolls for the food truck?
Oh my God.
What do
With
you
the
think
sun
about tofu?
always in his eyes. Who
But
fucking
he-
cares?
He cried when he had to kill his wife in front of his daughter.
So the first time I shut it off was after the army guys had the fucking roadblock fight. The fucking thing flipped over. That's when I shut it off. That's the first moment I shut that off. How many minutes is that? 8, 9?
The Four Horsemen.
Right. We don't know what's coming. Nobody's ever used that fucking name before. And then the second time I shut it off when he was crying, when he was stabbing his wife in the head. Then I
Kind of like the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
I
don't
think
get it.
that's, I don't get it either. Nobody reads the Bible these days.
No, that was from that
The
that
Old
Magic
Testament
movie with Jesse Eisenberg. and
Oh,
Mark
Now You See Me.
Ruffalo.
Now You
Yes,
See Me.
The
Yeah.
Four Horsemen. That's what they were referencing. There must have been big fans.
Right. Another Vegas film, I'm sure.
Well, Snyder has very deep ties with Lex Luthor, Jamie Eisenberg. So, sure. Yeah, whatever.
And I think he actually has ties with Lex Luthor.
So, I mean, overall, it's a pile of garbage. It's getting.
That's where I think you go a little too far.
His expression disagrees with your statement.
It's not good, but it's
Zack
something.
Snyder.
It's something
Zack
you
Snyder
could watch if you had a
making
couple of
Netflix
beers.
films.
If you had a couple of beers with your buddies, you could watch it and it would be okay. You're not going to watch it 15 times. It's not going to win awards. They don't need to ever make a sequel to it, but it's not like the biggest pile of garbage. Come on.
Yeah, but they're going to keep making them.
I don't think they will.
He's gonna work again. All the people in this, they're all gonna work again. They're all gonna continue to make shit. It's a shit factory.
I'll bet you lunch they don't make a sequel.
I already read articles about it today.
I've read articles about
take the bet,
Spaceballs
Tom.
too. I've read
Take the
articles
bet.
about Spaceballs too for 20 years. You seen it?
Don't hurt me like that.
Once the reviews come out and everyone points out that they ripped off Aliens, I think it's going to be
It was
Netflix.
a 6.1 on IMDb last I checked. So I'm kind of curious as to what it's holding now.
I actually think I saw
1 on IMDb.
At one point, I saw 7.7, but that was very early on. I think that was like when only probably Snyder's family had watched it.
Right.
I mean, Batman vs Superman sucked. The Justice League sucked. This movie sucked. I mean, he's living.
Keep it up. He's the new Brett Ratner, is what he is.
Well, that's good though, because eventually Brett Ratner stopped getting work.
Because he got Me Too'd.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think it's also because he got like I made shit movies forever too'd. Like
making shit doesn't stop anybody. It's like the same.
Look at us.
It's like they fire a fucking coach in football,
but you know what?
Not the fucking team hires them right away. Right?
But
Guy's got a losing season, gets fucking picked up by somebody else.
But do you remember the movie I told you I watched last night?
Caligula.
No.
Sounds of the Lambs.
You know.
The Others.
I'll wait till he's done being a cunt.
That will be here a very long time, Rob.
I watched Lethal Weapon 4 last night.
Yes.
And I looked at Zack Snyder. I look at him and look at Lethal Weapon 4. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a good movie. It's not a good movie. Anyone, Mel Gibson, if he was nailed to the cross, wouldn't say it's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it's entertaining as all hell. It's funny. It's got action, Jet Li fighting, Uncle Benny with the fucking gas, Chris Rock when they're under the laughing gas and Donald
your baby's having my baby.
Oh, and your baby, oh baby. And the best is Joe Pesci. The best is Joe Pesci when he gets involved. But it's just you can make a movie that's not a good movie. That's still Bad Boys 2. I said it earlier. I think that is the perfect example of a movie that I will watch anytime I catch it on TV, and I know it's not good, but I don't care because it's funny and entertaining.
Yeah.
I think Snyder would be better off to go that avenue. Be a little more James Gunn, a little less James Cameron.
He doesn't know what he wants. And the fact that he cherry picked all of these other movies and just ripped them off clearly shows that he doesn't know what he wants.
It hurts me.
Food truck down the lanes.
He adapted Sucker Punch. He adapted 300. He adapted
Watchmen.
The Watchmen.
And
he did Batman. He did all comic book movies. He did something that was already, the material was always already there. He Jurassic Parked his whole career.
Yeah.
He took what other people had done. He stood on the shoulders of geniuses.
Then yada yada yada.
And here I am talking to myself.
Question mark. Profit.
Yeah, it's a shit factory, and they're gonna continue to do it. I can't wait to see what he does next.
I think it's entertaining. If you're bored, you could watch it. It'll pass the time. It's not terrible, but it's not good.
And I agree that if I was watching that with a group of my friends, we were drinking, that we would have a fucking good time because we would tear it to pieces. It is not a good movie. It is entertaining.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I guess if I took some of the stuff more personally, like Tom does, because he knows how to make this stuff, I don't. So, if they come out with a movie about how to assemble cubicles, I'll rip it to shreds if they're using the wrong drill bits.
Cubicles assemble.
Are you fucking seeing this? They're taking down Steelcase 9000, but the fucking guy's using an Allen head.
Flathead my ass.
Fuck anyone that still manufactures anything with a flat head on it.
God.
Phillips or bust. Get the fuck out. I'd rather have a torque bit than a flathead. Fuck flathead. Fuck, can they run?
Every one of them flathead. Fuck.
Can't wait for next episode where I'm allowed to drink again. And hopefully we can go a couple of weeks without an episode with me being tanked. Luke, I'm sure you didn't watch it yet. Just fast forward towards the end.
Was this the one with Alex Massey?
Yeah. Tom, do me a favor if you get the chance.
Just watch the intro, Luke.
No. I got way worse at the end. Tom, I appreciated it. You protected me very much in your edit.
What did I do? What did I leave out?
All the NHL stuff.
Oh God, why the fuck would I keep that in? Nobody wants. I didn't want to hear it.
But that's how drunk I was.
He did.
Luke.
We're talking about Indiana Jones.
We were
He starts talking about the fucking NHL trophies. He goes through all of them.
I don't even remember off the top of my head. I probably didn't get him right. Luke, I woke up.
Let me tell you about the Calder trophy.
It made no sense. I was so drunk.
What the fuck? The Lady Bing.
Yeah, I was so mad at myself. He literally shut me off in the middle of it. He just shut my camera off. But the thing is, he didn't know I could still see and hear them here. He didn't say anything bad, but he was like, fuck him. He's a drunk idiot. Tom has had this conversation with me before about being an adult and making sure that you eat meals during the course of the day. I didn't.
He's fucking one to talk about fucking eating and drinking.
It's my job. I gotta tell people to eat food.
I did not eat anything all day long, and then I drank a pretty fair amount of alcohol really quickly. Perfect. And it's a recipe for disaster. You'd think I've learned my lesson by now, but I haven't. So we're gonna try to pace ourselves moving forward. We're gonna I'm gonna get a Bowflex. I'm gonna get a Bowflex. I'm gonna commit.
All right.
And that's it.
All right. I'm getting out of here. I got shit to do.
All right. Well, Tom, do your song and dance and put a bow in this so we can tuck Luke in.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps it up. Episode 17 of the Too Critical Podcast, Almost Legal, with Lightning Luke Chapdelaine and Rob Cunface McGillicuddy, as usual. We've talked tonight about Zack Snyder's Army of the DUD. If you haven't seen it on Netflix, I highly suggest that you cancel your subscription. Go online, hook up Disney Plus, and watch as many animated films that make aged out racist sexual references as you possibly can. It's good for the family, it's good for the skin, and it's good for your soul. So thank you for listening and watching. Please check out our podcast wherever they are sold, and also check out our channel on YouTube, the Too Critical channel, and we will see you soon. If you didn't like the show, go fuck yourself. Say goodnight, fellas.
Please never invite me again.
We'll see you at Terrificon, pal.
We sincerely hope you enjoyed the program. Please check us out where all podcasts are sold, and check out our YouTube channel as well. Thank you for listening, and thank you for your support. If you don't like the show, go fuck yourself.
Ra-da-da-da-doo.